recall this video? Do you recall this video, Forrest?
Zodiac can answer that question.
I think you can answer that question too, because you posted a comment to me on a sock account a while back saying that you know which range that was. So I think you can answer that question, Forrest.
No, probably not my sock account. That's your paranoia kicking in, buddy.
Forrest, you have more sock accounts than any 5 members on YouTube. Are you denying that?
Because it's a sock account, don't make it mine. That's not a logical. That's pretty silly, actually. You got to be a little more critical thinking. Try it.
Now, Forrest, who else would be speaking to Zodiac who would say that he knew what range that was?
There's a lot of players in this game, just not me and DZ.
Okay, yeah, you, DZ, Mike. Who else we got? Mark Gronin?
Criminal record.
360 Fat Hat?
I've been recklessly. Yeah, I've been in trouble a long time, buddy. Pretty much petty shit.
Well,
so, yeah.
There's another thing, Forrest, as well. I've seen some court records of you having to go in for delinquency on child support. Would you care to mention that?
I was laid off and got a few months behind, so I caught up and paid my child support. Thank you for asking.
All right, there we go. So it's obvious now that I know far more about you than you could ever know about me. Is that correct?
Well, I think it's kind of fucking gay that you'd spend money. Hey, you could just fucking ask. You could just fucking ask me. I would have told you, buddy. I think it's the butt hurt that's coming out your pocket.
I have to agree with you there.
Well, Forrest, what makes you think that I would? What makes you
Everything I do
think
is free,
that I would
so I don't
spend money?
a fucking penny, buddy. I don't have to spend a cent to prune you and expose you. You're the one that's dancing for me, okay? You're the one that's flagging, and you're bitching and moaning, not me.
And how exactly would I be raging?
Oh, Monty's room. Yeah. I've seen you a few times coming out lose your composure there, buddy.
Hey, here's a question. Why do you really give a shit, Cancer Man?
Here's a question, Zodiac. Why do you give a shit? Why did you post the Augie Nelson docs? Why did you post the Kenneth Wynell docs? Why did you guys post the Crazy Girl 1127 email? That's a good question for you.
Well, and again, you got to questions. Well, sure, you know, and if you're ready to answer our questions, maybe we'll answer some of yours. Why did you set up the Timothy 11111 account trying to frame myself as a pedophile? You remember that one? I mean, you should remember it. I mean, you were the only subscriber.
That is a negative. I did not set up that account. That is negative. You guys were just saying something about me being paranoid and saying something about me saying that all the socks on YouTube are Forrest. I think the same can be applied for what you're saying right now, Zodiac.
Well, I mean, since we're putting it all out on the table.
Okay, so what is it that makes you think that this other account or this other frame-up job was set up by myself?
Well, let's see. I mean, trolling for a little while, and I mean, any genius knows that usually if there's one subscriber, that person usually subscribes to the same account that they're, involved in trolling with.
That's interesting. So if I was going to set you up, Zodiac, knowing that I do pay attention to details like that, if I was going to troll you, why would I subscribe to? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Were you responding?
I was kind of hoping maybe you would explain that one.
Well, there's nothing to explain. It simply was not me. However, the Crazy Girl 1127 email video, as far as I'm concerned, and from what I remember, was actually sent out first. It was actually posted first. So I think that really one thing that you would really need to explain here is why you would have decided to do something like that in the first place.
Didn't we?
Well, I mean, we could sit here. Yeah. I thought we discussed this with you before.
Okay, it's just shits and giggles, right? So, Forrest, you're a person who is a father. You are a person who is a father, and you were calling me Augie Nelson at the time, and you as a father, I think that's a very valid question, probably the most valid question of the night. How could someone who's a father find anything about pedophilia funny or humorous?
I don't think pedophilia in itself is funny. I think it's funny that you got so butthurt over a YouTube email attached to a screen name. That's what's funny.
What I found to be disheartening about that was the fact that you, as a father, would use pedophilia in order to elevate your position amongst trolls on YouTube, a man who is 39 years old.
I really don't know. Don't really give a shit. It made your age, and
so you can't tell me why? You can't tell me why you would do something like that. You cannot explain to me why you would do something like that?
I don't know.
Because that right there tells me that you don't know why. You may be quite insane. Maybe
well, that's like you and, well, Cancer Man, it's like you and George Bush Penn. I mean, why did you post Paulie's information? Paulie never did anything to you. I mean, I don't recall Paulie ever saying anything to you directly.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me, Cancer Man. My daughter was never involved in that email, but you kept insisting it was. So therefore, you insinuate you actually dragged a child into that. Now, why would you do that without having proof?
Because you are a father, and you had access to children, and the voice on the video was a child.
Oh, that'll
a lot
hold
of
up in
people have
court.
access to children. That doesn't mean that you would just aimlessly or, you know, accuse any random child that person.
Yeah, but you admitted to uploading the video.
That doesn't make sense.
Lots of people have children, Forrest, but you admitted to uploading the video, and you have
That's an error in your logic right there. That you was just trying to use my daughter to use me. That's plain to see.
Yeah, and where's your evidence that that was even a child in the first place? I mean, seriously.
The evidence was in the reaction to my presentation of that information. The reaction of you guys trying to say that that wasn't Forrest's child, that you're saying that that was Boxy. The continuous backpedaling. When it
so
comes to
what you're saying is your word, your hearsay evidence is going to hold up in a court of law and convict somebody of defaming a child. I doubt it.
Did I say that I was going to go to court with you?
Well, I do recall you saying something about, yeah, you were going to file court papers on the 20th of August or something?
No, I said
what about this Hadorn guy?
If I chose to pursue it. I said that I could if I chose to pursue it. Because you have up till 1 year.
Well, I hope you do, because you're in for a shocker.
The tort takes place. Now, let's continue. You're saying that you're not Greg? Okay. Let's play devil's advocate. I don't care. To be honest with you, I don't care who you are, Zodiac. And to be honest with you, Forrest, I don't care who you are. I took an interest in you because you took an interest in me.
Ditto, buddy.
You got into a discussion with me. You got into a confrontation with myself on YouTube over your trolling of a 15-year-old mentally retarded boy, and you came back and tried to dox me because I called you out for attacking a child.
No. You have a very poor understanding of the law. Just to correct
you. I can honestly say that if the mother wants to take custody from you and she takes into court documentation of you filming yourself taking a shit on YouTube, it's probably not going to work very well for you, Forrest.
Yeah, we're all good here.
I've seen worse than that on YouTube, just saying.
Exactly. You've seen worse than that. However, in court they've seen worse than that as well. That's not the point. Whether or not you've seen worse than that on YouTube is beside the point. Makes absolutely no sense. Makes your comment that you just made absolutely has no context into what the discussion is.
Hey, but listen, Cancer Man, we live in America. If a man wants to film himself taking a fucking shit on YouTube, I mean, so be it. If you don't like it, don't view it. What's up with this censorship anyway? Why? I mean,
that's a lot worse than
I mean, look at Monograph.
What about Monty?
My issue is, do you expect to be taken seriously when you film yourself taking a shit on YouTube and then want to come around and make me like I'm afraid of you or like I want you to be afraid of me? To be honest with you guys, I honestly don't care. And in my eyes, and hey, who knows, I may be completely nuts. In my eyes, I'm above 90% of the bullshit that you guys do. That's why I don't do the things that you do, and that's why you keep trying to say that I do. That's why you've got Mark Grunin trying to say that I'm making comments on white supremacist videos 2 days after I'm locked out of my account, because you need to bring me down to your level so you can try to compete with me. I am not on your level. I am above this garbage. You don't see me filming YouTube videos taking a shit. You don't see me filming YouTube videos accusing other people of being pedophiles. And Forrest, I do not appreciate you trying to say that the Forrest Jamison pedo channel was me. I saw that comment and I saw your response to it. I am above that. I don't need to call you a pedophile to beat you. You beat yourself.
I beg to differ. But opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.
Hey, and you're entitled to your opinion,
Absolutely,
Cancer.
And of course your avatar right now is showing an ass. Your avatar's very fitting. It's an ass.
Well, I mean, and your avatar's very fitting. I mean, you're showing a gun.
It's a pair of nuts.
I'm a gun person. I do guns. People send me questions about guns. I do firearms reviews, not on the current channel, but that's what I actually started on YouTube doing. and good luck trying to find those channels. Speaking of that range video that I spliced together, that video was actually taken back in 2010, and yeah, I did actually used to do a lot of firearms competition with pistols, used to do pistol matches all over the eastern United States, so I do remember that range. That's why it took me so long to figure out, wait a second.
Well, that's one of several ranges I shoot at.
I'm actually not angry at all.
I'm not going to lie.
But I'm not going to say where that range is, because I told you I wouldn't, and I'm not interested in doing that. I told you I wouldn't, and I will keep my word on that. And as far as Forrest, I don't understand what your issue really is. I mean, you're 39 years old, you're going online, you got the UGG forums thing, you're talking about dead people, you're meeting girls out wherever, having sex with them, posting pictures of them online for the laws or whatever.
Bitch, dude.
And then when they come to confront you, you send your mother to answer the door. What's the deal with that?
Didn't answer the door. She got arrested half my driveway. Never made it to my door.
That's not what the
police report.
News report said, and that's not what the police report said. The police report said that she was on your front porch.
You don't have access to the police report. I do.
Are you sure about that?
100%. Because that's what happened. Now, if you're saying otherwise, then you're lying.
Okay. Why don't you guys go and look up the news report? Go into Google and type in Forrest Jamison, Breana Greathouse. The news report will come up. It'll give you the information.
Okay, a news report is a long shot away from a police report.
Someone to shoot, blah, blah, blah.
The news report is the next best thing to the police report.
We're talking about the police report. I'm not talking about random articles.
Okay, so Forrest, how did you know that she was coming up your driveway if she didn't knock on the door? Were you standing there looking out the window?
I had a gauge in my hand cocked. Yeah.
What type?
12 gauge Mossberg.
What model number?
Off up.
Okay, if you own a Mossberg shotgun, you're going to know the model number. Stop lying.
No. Some I got from my uncle.
Okay, let's move on.
I'm not really into guns like you.
People typically know what they have. Just saying.
Saying.
Anything else you guys want to ask me?
Why, sure. If you want to know why me and Von Helton got into it, it's because I was sitting in here, you know, listening to his show, and he just happened to start running his mouth about me. And I felt that if Von Helton has something to say, maybe he should direct that directly toward me, instead of saying he's going to do this and have something done with Zodiac. Hey, you know, have some balls. At least, you know, come to me with the information. If you got something you want to say to me, anybody, just come directly to me. Send me a message, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Von's a hothead, but he told you everything live that he would have said behind your back in the room, did he not?
What did I say? I didn't say anything particular. She stalked me for like 2 years. She was like obsessed with me, so yeah, it's a little kind of technical.
Yeah, and you can't take the high ground on Breana Greathouse anyway, because, I mean, she obviously had some very deep mental issues. And to take her side over a criminal act that she committed would be just as bad as committing that act yourself, would it not? I mean, do you agree with what she did?
I agree, Zodiac. And
Isn't it correct that you were defending me just a few months ago? That whole situation, now you've totally taken a different
well, I wasn't so much...
We have had a little beef, a rivalry, I should say. I think that's actually the catalyst behind that.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at Breana. Breana did have issues, and regardless of what happened, I still do not believe that Breana had the right to come to your home to try to harm you.
So, yeah.
Oh, I can say that I do not believe that Breana Greathouse had the right to come to your home and try to harm you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you were to blame with that as well, and that according to your own mother, you shared blame in that. Do you deny that?
No, not really. My mother's kind of senile. She doesn't have any clue about any of it. She's under my wife's care and myself.
That's not what she said to the... Well, she did make a comment.
Yeah, she got a call
to the
from
media
ABC News like at 12 in the middle of the night.
You were at fault.
Asleep. She didn't know what she was talking about. So yeah, she wasn't even a witness.
I don't care if it's midnight. I don't care if it's 3 in the morning. I don't care if I haven't slept for a month. If somebody calls me and asks me if a family member was partially at fault for something, and someone had recently been to my home with a gun, I can honestly tell you that I think that I would snap out of it and probably know what they were talking about.
Yeah, well, you're not an 80-something-year-old woman with Alzheimer's.
Well, yeah, and we can't speak for his mother either, so yeah, you're way off base there.
I can't speak for his mother. She spoke for herself. You can see it in the news report. It's right there.
Yeah, well, news reports, if you believe everything you see on TV, I mean, you're as gimpy as they are, man, because honestly, I don't believe shit. I believe the paperwork, I believe the documents, and her statement would be in that document, and only Forrest would know what's on that document, or the victim.
She was convicted of stalking as well as a felony to commit murder, so yeah.
Okay, so are you now saying that the media reported her statement falsely? Are you saying now that the statement that was made to the media was false, fictitious, and that the media made it up?
I'm saying that the media goes by what the police tells them. I mean, they're not sitting there reading their reports. You understand? They're going by what they're told.
Forrest just said himself they caught her on the telephone, so they were going
why wasn't my
by
mother
what
a
she
witness
told
in the
them.
case?
I don't know that she wasn't.
Yeah, she wasn't.
Now, Forrest, what I stated back a few months ago about her not having the right to come to your house to try to harm you, that still stands. I never recanted that. I'm simply saying that you share responsibility for what happened.
So she didn't have a right, yet I'm responsible for her coming. That's contradicting yourself.
You attacked her, you knew that she was mentally disabled, that she had mental problems, and you egged her on anyway.
If I'm not to blame, then she didn't have a right to come.
Not necessarily. You can share blame. Dual-party blame. You should look it up.
Why would he have to share blame when she was an adult and she acted alone?
Well, you just said,
did you know she was arrested in 2007 in Des Moines for coming up there to stalk me?
Well, you had just said that when you attack someone who's got a mental disability or a mental problem, that it's wrong. Is that not correct?
No, I stated that she was mental issues. She had... No, I wasn't saying anything about I'm a redhead.
I'm a redhead was brought up previously in this current discussion.
What is your fascination when I'm a redhead? I mean, so why do you even pick on her? Why is she irrelevant?
That if you're... Actually, I am not even discussing her anymore. But I want to go ahead and ask you, though. You were saying that I'm a redhead. You are saying that I'm a redhead, has mental issues, and that I should not be attacking her. Would that not hold the same for Forrest and Breana?
I don't recall saying that I'm a redhead has mental issues.
Basically, you're calling the kettle black here.
I think I'm a redhead, you know.
Exactly. Why was I'm a redhead brought up?
Other than...
Why was I'm a redhead brought up earlier in the discussion then? If you're not going to talk about calling the kettle black, the pot calling the kettle black, why would you even brought I'm a redhead up into the discussion? Guys, I do this for a living.
I recall you bringing it up.
About attacking somebody that's disabled or what have you. But then you have a history of attacking and stalking I'm a redhead. I don't care if she was calling you a faggot or not. You, like you said, since you're high and mighty and are above everybody else, you simply would just ignore her, would you not? Or
maybe you should have ignored Breana. Maybe, Forrest. Do you think?
Answer the question, please.
Time when I attacked or trolled I'm a redhead, I simply responded to videos she posted about me.
Well, I can recall you calling her a truck whore, a lot lizard. You demeaned her character pretty bad. And if you actually in your own mind thought that she was
calling me a faggot,
mentally, and that obviously offended you. I don't know why, of course, but I mean, if somebody would call me a faggot, I would just laugh it away, like, oh well.
Yeah, we all call each other
you
faggot
did in the past
on the internet.
But I'm saying, you seem to take shit to heart, man.
Dark Zodiac, you're a faggot. You mean to tell me that if Von Helton came on this room right now and said Dark Zodiac's a faggot, you wouldn't get pissed off and start talking shit to him? Bullshit. Bullshit.
Let me tell you something about Von Helton. Von Helton's called me worse than a faggot, you understand? And really, I don't care. Because Von Helton, I mean, who is he to judge anybody else? I mean, look at him.
Let's talk about Von Helton. Do you view Von Helton to be mentally deranged?
Well, if he's not mentally deranged, he's a pretty good fucking actor, I'll tell you that.
Oh, so there we go. You should not attack mentally deranged people. You're saying that I should not have gone back and I'm a redhead, yet you continually attack Von Helton. You've talked in circles.
Do I have his medical papers? Do I know his mental capacity? No, I do not. I am not an MD. I am not a person in charge of mental affairs. I cannot document if he is unstable or not.
Free of,
can you document if I'm a redhead is unstable?
No, I cannot, and neither can you.
Can you document if I'm a redhead is unstable? Then it should have never been brought up. It should have never been brought up. Do you agree, Forrest? It should have never been brought up. Am I correct?
What?
That I'm a redhead should have never been brought up. If you're saying that you now have to have papers to say
you're saying that I'm a redhead should,
then I'm a redhead should have never been brought up in the chat. Why do you encourage I'm a redhead to troll for you?
I've never encouraged her to do anything. She just happens to be on my subs, and me and her subs, and we comment each other's videos. That's about it.
And every hate and vicious video that she uploads, calling somebody whatever name or doing whatever, you are always thumbing up and encouraging her, saying, "Great video, excellent." Never once do you give her any word of encouragement to do anything else.
Do I see you doing that with Von Helton or Monograph? No, I do not. So who are you to sit here and judge anybody else on their activities online when you belittle everybody else and you repeat the same pattern that everybody else does, Cancerman?
Monograph is simply reactionary in nature. Monograp's only problem was giving time to trolls and addressing trolls. That was Montograph's problem. That was his mistake. Von Helton's mistake is the same. Von Helton even mentioning your name or acknowledging that you exist is his only mistake. Because to be honest with you, he's providing material that some people like, some people don't, depending on your perspective. It doesn't matter. But he has the right to provide whatever information that he wants to provide and discuss whatever he wants to discuss without people calling CPS on him and trying to get his children taken away because they think he's a nut and because they perceive him as being an easy target. Because they think that he will be easy and that they can get a bunch of people to get on their side, or because they can join an existing discussion in an attempt to be accepted by a larger group. It's nothing more than bullying in the elementary schoolyard. The bullies always have friends, people that will gather around the bullies specifically. Part of this so that they don't get bullied themselves. But the rest, when you actually look at the rest of it, a lot of times you'll see other kids joining in with the bullying. And that's the thing. You can see this. It's all social structure. And you guys really haven't regressed beyond that. You haven't progressed beyond that. You're still stuck in that phase where your main objective on YouTube and on the net in general is to bully people to make yourselves feel better. I don't know why. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Well, isn't that painting the kettle black? I mean, in your statement, is that your position when you sit there and basically tell us that we're doing all this crazy shit, but yet the great old Cancer Man and / October Rains and / Monograph and UK Troll and your little circle defames everybody in much the same manner that anybody else would, involving troll activities. So I don't see where you claim to hold this high ground over anybody else when you have done just as bad, just as worse, and you have fucking trolled people until they were on the verge and they were on the edge. Might I remind you of Dean Roger Ray? Might I remind you of the 20-something videos? No, you will allow me to talk as I allowed you to talk. You remember the 20-something videos you uploaded on Dean Roger Ray? Now, do you think... No, I'm not going to rage on you. I'm going to rage what you were doing to Dean Roger Ray. You see, I trolled Dean Roger Ray, but see, you know, I didn't troll him like you did. I mean, you were constantly putting out a video. You were calling him nut job. You were calling him all kinds of names, dude. And 22 videos later, even UK Troll herself pointed it out. How can you take the high ground when you need to look back at what you did to Dean Roger Ray? I mean, obviously, he's a sick man.
Look at what he tries to do to other people. Look at what he tries to do to other people. He is little more than you people. He's just taking it to the next level. Dean Ray is your future.
I highly doubt that. Don't you think that Dave and Dean Roger Ray has the right to make his statements and his beliefs public? Sure.
When he's not trolling, attacking, and stalking people, absolutely.
Well, Dean's
like
threatened to
right
cut my head off.
Your videos.
I mean, Dean's threatened to kill me, cut my head off. Exactly. Do I believe it? Do I believe it? No, I don't.
And you notice? I attacked him, didn't I? I attacked him for it, didn't I? You're damn right. Even when he threatened to cut your head off, I came to your aid, and I stood up for you. You understand? That's the difference.
And I have stood up for you, Cancer Man, when he attacked you. You know that.
And you say, yes, and you say that you think that I'm nothing more than like a bully, like doing the things that you guys are doing. Have you ever, that's when most of this becomes apparent, and when most people have observed this type of behavior. Did you ever see a person stand up for somebody? Did you call that person a bully?
No, I think everybody in this room at some point of their life has stood up for somebody of a lesser value, and you know that yourself. I mean, I want to think that there's everybody in this room at some point in their life has stuck up for somebody less fortunate.
Another thing I'd like to ask you, Zodiac, I noticed you got like the Cancer Man.
Get a word in edgewise. Can I speak for a moment, please? I just want to acknowledge that the two of you looked as if you were about to resolve this, and I would like to applaud that and get on with the business of talking about mindless theories and that type of thing, which is what I love about Vaughn.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys have the room. What I'll do is let's give it 5 minutes. I'm going to time it. In 5 minutes, I'm going to close my window, and the room will go to whoever wants it. How about that? Okay, cool. I think I've pretty much said everything that needs to be said. As far as the Dean Ray thing, yeah, he threatened to cut people's. He's actually threatened to call people's businesses and do things like that and try to bring things into the real world. One of the things I had with Dean Roger Ray was the first response he did to me, he asked me a question about Waco. I gave him my answer on Von Helton's blog TV chat, actually, and he proceeded to upload about 50 videos saying that I was a COINTELPRO government agent who was single-handedly responsible for the murder of all those who died at Waco. I had a bit of an issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, and again, if you take what Dean Ray says to heart, then yeah, you're just as nutty as he is. I mean, I remember him saying that you were there at Waco, I was there, Monograph was there, and we killed all these people. But, you know, he's a nutbag. I mean, he is crazy. And I just felt that the point was for me to take a break from Dean Roger Ray because he wasn't worth it, man. I mean, that guy clearly is, I mean, unstable.
He claimed that I was a Freemason. NWO agent.
Yeah. And so I mean, the real question is, because, I mean, he's completely batshit crazy, does that mean that you should sit back and let him attack you?
Well, I'm not saying that you can't defend yourself. I mean, everybody knows that if you're going to get attacked by a nut job on a street, you're going to defend your life. But my thing is, why push him over the edge when he doesn't have to be? I mean, he is probably the one on YouTube that I would honestly believe would probably snap. I mean, I know Von Helton's a tough guy. I know he can handle the misery that he dishes out because he loves it. He enjoys it. There is no Von Helton without the trolls and the naysayers.
That's all I needed to hear from you guys. Seriously, to be honest with you, that's all I needed to hear from you, because you basically just stated that you're doing what Von Helton wants.
Well, I attack Von when he attacks me. Bottom line. And the other day, that's why I came in on Von's ass, because he can't seem to keep my, you know, stuff out of his mouth.
I came at him when he,
well, guys, I'm going to make a deal with you right now.
My thoughts on the whole Kelly ordeal, and that was, I believe, in March of 2011.
Well, guys, I'm going to make a deal with you right now. Being that we're all here, this is all real time. I've been waiting for a long time to have this set up to where we were all in the same room at the same time. I'll make a deal with you right now. You don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. Do you agree?
It's fine with me.
That's fine with me, Cancer Man, but, you know, there are sock accounts involved, and, I mean, if you can keep your honest word about it and just, you know, I mean, I don't want to mention you in videos, but, I mean, if I see this October Rains, I mean, I don't know, man. You got links to that guy.
I've met him twice. Talked to him three times on the phone. Apart from that, that's the extent of our connection.
So it's your position that you know more about October Rains than anybody, right?
Well, not more than anybody, so to speak. I know more than most. But I'll say right now, October Rains, I think October Rains is about to go away. That's just a thought, but I don't know. It just seems like, have you watched the October Rains channel? There haven't been many videos coming out.
You know, something getting out there about Monograph. So I know Monograph's part of October Rains, and he hasn't been really active with October Rains.
I know they've exchanged some PMs on YouTube, but as far as that, I mean, I talk to Kamani every once in a while. Monograph is not October Rains, and I am not October Rains. I can tell you guys that right now. But I'll tell you right now what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit back. I'm not going to attack any of you guys. I'm not going to flag any of your videos, okay? Now, if somebody threatens to kill you, I will say something. That's just who I am. That's what I'm about. Apart from that, everything will fall where it may.
Well, I think that you should have a talk with Von Helton and, you know, tell him to not jump on every single troll, because he doesn't know what troll is involved with fucking him up. I mean, I understand that George Bush pissed him off, and Von basically brought that on himself, because I was listening to that show. I listen to that show every week. And, you know, what happened to Vaughn was pretty much his own fault, and then he raged on George Bush Pimps, and then he drugged me in the middle of it. So you might want to have him refrain from attacking trolls if he doesn't want to be attacked, because that's what he did, and I was very offended that he even brought my name in that shit, because I had nothing to do with it.
That's another thing I wanted to tell you guys too. I don't have a lot of pull with Vaughn. I actually don't have any pull at all. The last time I spoke to Vaughn was in here, and I didn't even really speak. I just sat in a room. But yeah, I mean, if he brings up your name and I see it, I'll just let him know, hey, I don't think it's Zodiac. If I don't think it's you, I'll speak up. But
as long as he's going, as long as he's going attacking me, I'm going to attack him back. There is no, you know, ifs, ands, or buts about it. As long as he keeps calling me out and saying stupid shit, I will continue my advance on Vaughn.
That's me and Monograph. It's kind of like the same thing with me and Monograph right now. So even though even Monograph is trying to troll DZ as well. With that said, you know, I'm not going to attack you, so I'll take your word for it. My word is my bond. I won't attack you, so...
Yeah, that's my position, too. I'm not going to attack you, Cancerman. I'm not even going to mention you in videos. If I see somebody doing something wrong, I might say something like, that's not right or whatever. But I will, you know, stick by my word. Unless you break that bond, then that's fine.
All right, you got it. And I'm going to go ahead and pass on some of this information to Monty to see what he's doing. And Rozier, I'm actually shutting my cam off now. You guys have a good night. Behave. Everybody be cool. See ya.
Take care. Okay, Rozier, you got it.